These are the statutes and the laws that you will guard to fulfill in the land that Adonai, God of your forefathers, has given to inherit all the years that you are alive in the land. This is chapter 12 of Deuteronomy. You must obliterate all the places where the nations worshipped whom you are inheriting. Their gods on the high mountains and on the hills and under every evergreen tree. You are to break apart their altars, and you are to smash their pillars, and their Asherahs are you to burn in fire, and the statues of their gods are you to cut down, and you are to obliterate their name from that place. Do not act this way to Adonai your God. Rather, at the place that Adonai your God chooses from all your tribes to set his presence there, will you seek his presence and come there. You are to bring there your burnt offerings and your sacred offerings and your tithes and the elevation of your hands and your pledges and your donations and the firstborn of your cattle and your flocks. You are to eat there before Adonai your God, and you will be happy with the sum of your handiwork, you and your households, as Adonai your God has blessed you. You may not do everything we do here today, each what is upright in his eyes, for you will not have come as yet to the peace and to the territory that Adonai your God is giving you. When you cross the Yarden and settle in the land that Adonai your God is apportioning to you, and he has granted you peace from all your enemies around, and you will live secure. Let it be that the place where Adonai your God chooses to place his presence therein, it is there you shall bring all that I am commanding you, your burnt offerings and your sacred offerings, your tithes and your hand offerings and your choice promissory offerings that you pledge to Adonai. You are to rejoice in the presence of Adonai your God, and your sons and your daughters, your male slaves and your female slaves, and the Levite who is in your cities, for he has no portion or territory with you. Take heed lest you offer up your burnt offerings anywhere you envision as proper, solely in the place that Adonai chooses within one of your tribes. There are you to offer up your burnt offerings, and there are you to do everything that I am commanding you. Except with the fullness of your appetite, you may slaughter and eat meat in accord with the blessing of Adonai your God, that he has given you in all your cities. The ritually unclean and the clean will eat it like the deer and the gazelle. However, you may not eat the blood. On the earth are you to spill it like water. You are not permitted to eat in your cities the tithe of your grain and your wine and your olive oil and the firstborn of your cattle and your flocks and all your pledge that you pledge and your donations and the teruma separation of your hand offerings. Rather, before Adonai your God are you to eat it in the place that Adonai your God chooses, you and your son and your daughter, and your male slave and your female slave, and the Levite in your cities, and you will be happy in the presence of Adonai your God with the sum of your handiwork. Watch yourself, lest you forsake the Levite all your years on your land. When Adonai your God expands his border, as he promised you, and you say, I would like to eat meat, because you have an appetite to eat meat to the full extent of your appetite, eat meat. When the place is distant from you, that Adonai your God chooses to set his presence there, you may slaughter some of your cattle or your flocks that Adonai gave you, as I have commanded you, and you will eat in your cities with all your appetite. Only as the deer and the gazelle may be eaten, so may you eat it. The ritually unclean and the clean together may eat it. Only exercise strength in not eating the blood, for the blood is the life. And do not eat the spirit with the meat. Do not eat it onto the earth as you spill it like water. Do not eat it so that you may enjoy beneficence and your children after you, when you do the upright in Adonai's eyes. However, your sacred offerings that you will have and your pledges you are to bring when you come to the place that Adonai chooses. You are to execute your burnt offerings, the meat and the blood, on the altar of Adonai your God, and the blood of your peace offerings will be poured on the altar of Adonai your God. Then you will eat the meat. Preserve and heed all these words that I am commanding you, in order that you have it good, and your children after you forever, when you do that which is good and that which is upright in the eyes of Adonai your God. When Adonai your God will have eliminated the nations whom you are coming there to inherit from before you, and you inherit them and dwell in their land, look out for yourself, lest you turn apart along with them after they have been annihilated before you, and lest you inquire about their gods, saying, how do these nations worship their gods? Let me do so too. Do not do so. Adonai your God. Because whatever is abominated by God, what he hates, they have done for their gods. For even their sons and their daughters do they burn in fire to their gods. Everything, chapter 13, everything that I am commanding you, be careful to fulfill. Do not add to it and do not subtract from it. If a prophet arises among you or a dreamer of a dream, and he gives you an omen or a miracle, and the omen or the miracle happens, the one he told you about, saying, let us go after other gods that you do not know, and let us serve them, do not listen to the words of that prophet or to that dreamer of a dream, because Adonai your God is testing you to know whether you love Adonai your God wholeheartedly and with your entire beings. After Adonai your God are you to go. Fear him, keep his commandments, heed his voice, serve him, and cleave to him. And that prophet or that dreamer of a dream is to be executed, for he has uttered a fabrication about Adonai your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, and who redeemed you from the house of bondage, to mislead you from the way that Adonai your God commanded you to go upon, and you will eliminate the evil from within you. If one shall incite you, your brother, son of your mother, or your son or your daughter, or the wife of your bosom, or your neighbor who is your soulmate, clandestinely saying, let us go and serve other gods, whom you never knew, neither you nor your forefathers, from the gods of the nations that surround you, who are next to you, or at a distance from you, from the ends of the earth to the ends of the earth. Do not be favorably inclined toward them, and do not listen to him, and do not view him compassionately, and do not take pity, and do not cover for him. For you must surely execute him. Let your hand strike him first to execute him, and the hand of the entire people afterward. And you are to stone him with stones so that he dies. For he sought to mislead you from Adonai your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery. And all of Israel will hear you and will fear, and they will not proceed to do so evil a thing as this within you. If you hear in one of your cities that Adonai your God is giving you in which to settle the following: men have gone out unscrupulous from among you, and they have misled the inhabitants of their city by saying, "Let us go and serve other gods that you do not know." You must investigate, inquire, and interrogate thoroughly, and if in fact the report is true and accurate, this abomination was committed among you, you must surely strike down the inhabitants of that city by the sword, annihilate it and everything that is in it, and its livestock by the sword. And all its booty are you to collect within its places, and you are to burn it in the city, and all its booty, totally, for Adonai your God, and it will be a ruin forever. It is never to be rebuilt. Let nothing of the cherem cling to your hand, so that Adonai withdraws his raising fury and grants you mercy, and he will be merciful toward you and multiply you as he swore to your forefathers. When you heed the voice of Adonai your God, to guard all his commandments that I am commanding you today, to do the upright in the eyes of Adonai your God. Chapter 14. You are sons to Adonai your God. Do not lacerate yourselves, and do not make yourselves bald between your eyes for a dead person. For you are a sacred people to Adonai your God, and Adonai has chosen you to be for him a treasured people from all the peoples who are on the surface of the earth. Do not eat any abomination. These are the animals you are to eat: the bovine, the sheep, and the goat, the gazelle, and the deer, and the fallow deer, and the ibex, and the addax, and the wild ox, and the wild sheep, and every animal whose soul is cloven, whose hoof is truly split in two, regurgitating its cud within the animals, it may you eat. These, however, do not eat from the regurgitation of cud, from the cloven-souled, the dromedary, the camel, and the hare, and the hyrax. For regurgitators of cud are they, but have no cloven souls. They are ritually unclean for you. Also the pig, because it is cloven-souled but does not regurgitate its cud, it is ritually unclean for you. From their flesh do not eat, and do not come in contact with their carcasses. These are you to eat from. Whatever is in the water, whatever has fins and scales, may you eat. And whatever does not have fins and scales, do not eat. They are ritually unclean for you. You may eat any pure bird. And this is what you may not eat: the griffin vulture, and the bearded vulture, and the black vulture, the ra'ah, and the ayah, and the kite according to its kind, and every raven according to its kind, and the dark desert eagle owl, and the kestrel, and the gull, and the sparrow hawk according to its kind, the dark little owl, and the long-eared owl, and the timshamis, and the light little owl, and the Egyptian vulture, and the shelach, and the stork, and the heron according to its kind, and the duchifas, and the bat. And all flying, creeping creatures are ritually unclean for you. They may not be eaten. Every ritually clean bird you may eat. Do not eat any carcass. To the alien in your cities, give it, and he will eat it, or sell it to a non-Jew. For you are a people sanctified to Adonai, your God. Do not cook a kid in its mother's milk. I hear that they repeat a lot. You must surely, I wonder if it was like a symbolic meaning. Do not cook a kid in its mother's milk. You must surely tithe all the produce of your planting that your field yields on a yearly basis. You shall eat in the presence of Adonai your God, in the place he chooses to house his presence. There, the tithe of your grain, your wine, and your olive oil, and the firstborn of your cattle and flocks, in order that you learn to fear Adonai your God all the years. If the journey will be beyond you, if you will be unable to carry it, because the place is distant from you, where Adonai your God chooses to set his presence there, for Adonai your God has blessed you. You will substitute coins. You will handle the coins in your hand, and will go to the place that Adonai your God chooses. You shall spend the money for anything you desire, for cattle, sheep, wine, intoxicating liquor, and for anything you wish, and you will eat there in the presence of Adonai your God, and will rejoice in your household. And the Levite who is in your city, you must not abandon, since he has no portion or inheritance with you. At the end of 3 years, separate all the tithes of your produce of that year, and set them aside in your city. The Levite shall come, for he has no portion or inheritance with you, and the proselyte and the orphan and the widow who are in your city. Let them eat their fill, in order that Adonai your God bless you in all the endeavors that you make.